No more fractures. No more birth.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking over the unluckiest of souls dotted around the lands between. Get ready for spoilers and sorrow.
Ranni can finally set in motion the fight against her fate she's dreamed of for so long.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Iron Fist Alexander.
Almost spelled the end of me.
There's not a lot of goodwill to be found in the land across the fog, but we'll be damned if this living jar isn't a great source of comfort and comedy.
Esteemed warrior, where did you spring from? This was supposed to be a dead end, I'm sure of it.
Obsessed with becoming a great warrior, Alexander is a noble soul who unfortunately fails to live up to his ambition, no matter how many demigods he throws himself against or how many volcanoes he meditates in.
It was a battle marvelously fought.
This all culminates in a proposed death match, asking us to give him the glorious send-off he's been craving.
As I suspected, victory was impossible. This vessel was found lacking.
Irina.
Hello? Is somebody there? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please?
It's a classic setup. A fair maiden asks the brave Tarnished to lead a one-man assault on Castle Morn that has since come under siege by the Misbegotten, and save her father in the process. Hence we slay our way through every beast man in our path, best the boss, find her father, and convince him to return to his daughter's side.
Once I've rescued Irina, I will spend my remaining days with her.
And what's waiting for us upon return? Irina's bloodied remains, having been struck down while we stormed the castle. Hers is a short and sour story that managed to cast quite the shadow.
The foul wretch is responsible for this. I'll hunt them down and exterminate every last one of them. Rest assured, Irina, it will be done.
Selen.
Young apprentice. First things first. You are a tadpole when it comes to magic. Infantile. Without the legs to walk.
Pride comes before the fall, and not even our enchanting sorcery instructor could do anything to save herself from slipping over the edge. After forming a bond, you can choose to aid Selen in recovering her real body and escaping her pursuers, allowing her to continue her studies into glintstone magic. Sadly, her newfound freedom comes at a hefty price, as the next time you see her, all that magical meddling has turned her into an abomination made up of gigantic faces. Not exactly a pleasant way to spend the rest of one's life. Millicent.
If you are wise, you will leave immediately. My flesh writhes with scarlet rot. It is a curse, not to be meddled with by man.
There really are no happy endings in the lands between. Affected with the scarlet rot, choosing to save Millicent will give her the chance to follow in the footsteps of Melania, who she believes to be her kin in some way. This journey of discovery leads the redhead beauty to reflect on what may befall her, should she continue to exist as Melania has, potentially becoming a diseased deathbringer in the process. Hence, come the end of her questline, she chooses to let the rot finish her, and die as her own person.
But this is where things end.
We tried to help, and it still wasn't enough.
I would rather rot into nothingness as I am.
Mohg.
Dearest Miquella.
So here's the thing. Originally this entry was dedicated to Miquella, since everyone had rightly assumed Mohg had kidnapped him, with plans to turn him into his consort and create a new dynasty from their union. Creepy, evil, the works. And then Shadow of the Erdtree turned everything on its head. Turns out, Mohg was enchanted by Miquella's magic, compelled to love him against his will.
Welcome, honored guest, to the birthplace of our dynasty.
And after we slew him, what did Miquella do with his remains? Use them to bring back Radahn, the brother he actually wanted as his consort. Now I feel awful for all those Chris Hansen jokes we've been making. Sorry, Mohg.
I'm going to be a god. If we honor our part of the vow.
Morgott.
Graceless, tarnished. What is thy business with these thrones?
Cursed as an omen, Morgott likely never knew love, despite his status as a demigod, and yet he may just be the most loyal among them. Even with his affliction, he's the only one that chooses to guard the entrance to the Erdtree, to ensure his family's legacy remains protected, and that none can take the title of Elden Lord.
Have it writ upon thy meager grave.
It's certainly noble, and while he's in many ways the arch-nemesis of the Tarnished, his actions are borderline commendable, despite receiving no respect nor thanks from those he sheds blood for.
Tarnished. Not but a fool. The Erdtree wards off all who deign approach.
Rennala.
Hush, little Calva. I'll soon birth thee anew, a sweeting, fresh, and pure.
The Carrion Queen, Master of the Full Moon, Adept Sorceress. Rennala was all of these, as well as the first wife of the legendary warrior Radagon. Their union brought an end to war, and by all accounts, they were very happy together.
And the majesty of the night she conjureth.
Until Radagon skedaddled to become Marika's second consort, shattering Rennala to such an extent that her heartbreak drove her to the fringes of madness. Knowing what we now know about Radagon and Marika being the same person, it's clear Rennala was used from the start, painting an even bleaker picture. Ranni's mama didn't deserve this!
Little Ranni, my dear daughter, weave thy night into being.
Radahn.
But there would be no victor.
Had things been different, this general could very well have been the hero of the story. A great warrior whose strength was only matched by his heart. Seriously, he learned gravity magic just so he could continue to ride his beloved tiny horse. Following his battle with Malenia that consumed the land in scarlet rot, Radahn was turned into a bloodthirsty beast with no hope of recovering his mind. His boss battle, while epic in scope, is portrayed as a mercy, to finally give the gallant warrior the peace he deserves. Hyetta.
My eyesight has been weak since birth, you see. I can't tell which way I'm supposed to go next.
How much bad luck could one person have? Dreaming of becoming a finger maiden despite her blindness, Hyetta comes across as a sweet girl who wishes to aid the Tarnished. To do this, she seeks peculiar grapes to help lead her to the so-called distant light. As it happens, the grapes are actually eyeballs belonging to followers of the Lord of Frenzied Flames. Disgusting, we know. Undeterred, Hyetta will stay by our side until we ultimately become the vessel for the Frenzied Flame itself. As a result, she finally gets to live out her wish of being a finger maiden, for all of 5 seconds before the flames incinerate her from within.
Oh, it burns. My eyes, they're melting.
Blaidd.
Who goes there? Carly sent you, did he? Ever the bloody busybody. Maybe to him you don't seem so strange.
This half-wolf is many things. Guardian of Ranni the Witch, dependable sword bro, and responsible for an intense amount of thirst among certain gamers. Yet, for all of this, his story is one of woe. As a creation of the Greater Will, it ultimately controls him, so when Ranni embarks on her crusade to remove all outer gods and their influence, they send Blaidd to kill her. In turn, Blaidd's loyalty to Ranni is so absolute that the internal conflict causes his mind to break, leaving him as a feral killer that we, tragically, have to put down.
And in need of a fitting end to his tale.
Which Elden Ring character do you think deserved better? Let us know in the comments.